of you that are here this morning. We're grateful to God for our first Sunday in this year. You know, it's a good thing that you came to church today to start it off right. I don't know how long it's going to last, but you you did get a good start. God is so good to us and loves us more than anybody in the whole world. I am thankful for his blessings. We're so glad for our military families. We do not take for granted the price that you pay in behalf of our country. Thank God. This is a real sacrifice when war has been going on so long. It just seemed like it'll never have an end, but we know that it will because everything ends. We're glad that you're here today. We hope that you'll reach out to the Lord and let him minister to you and give you what you need. He already knows before you ask him. So we're thankful for that this morning. I don't know what else to say when I look around and see all the things that God has done for me. He didn't owe this to me. He didn't owe it to you. But he has brought us from such a long ways. And thank you for it. Don't take for granted, because this is not to be taken for granted. God has worked miracles in the lives of his people. If you have your Bibles, turn with me to Nehemiah, the 4th chapter. Father, we're grateful. Thanking you for every moment of the day. Thanking you for loving us enough to pay the ultimate price that would set us in the place where we need to be. I pray, God, that you'd reach out to men and women, boys and girls, that you would touch their lives as only you can do it. I pray, God, that you will continue to move by your Spirit and that there will become an awakening in this country, that men and women, boys and girls will draw nigh to you, and you sure will draw nigh to them. I thank you for your goodness and all that you've done. I pray, God, for the anointing upon thy servant, for with you I can do nothing, but with you I can do anything. In Jesus' name, amen and amen. I'm starting at the 4th verse. Hear, O our God, for we are despised, and turn their reproach upon their own head, and give them for a prey in the land of captivity. And cover not thine iniquity, and let not their sin be blotted out from before thee. For they have provoked thee to anger before the builders. So built we the wall, and all the wall was joined together unto the half thereof. For the people had a mind to work. I want to preach to you a little while this morning. When I thought about Nehemiah, he was a very brave and courageous man. He saw that the temple had been destroyed, or the city had been destroyed, the walls torn down. And he began to feel sad about that and felt like that somehow he needed to do something about it. I think there's a lot of things in this world that's wrong, but who want to do something about it? There's injustice, there's problems, there's trouble, there's racial issues, there's everything going on. Nobody wants to do nothing. But when Nehemiah saw it, he said, I need to do something with this. He went to the king. He felt burdened and heavy and sad over the fact that Jerusalem now has been torn down. The walls of everything's been burned up. And when he heard about it, it disturbed him. I wonder today how many things that's happening in our world today would disturb you that need fixing. I tell you, after our family went through such a horrible time for the last 10 years, you started looking at injustice in this country in a different way. And you know it's there, but when you become a part of that, when you go into a system that you never thought functioned this way. I used to say to my kids, you don't have to worry about it, just do what's right and everything will work out for you. And when I saw our sons, 6 intelligent men in this church, be tried for something they never did. When I used to say, well, if you have your evidence, you don't have to worry about it. If you got evidence of something, and you know it's true, and it will define who you are, and whether you'll be found guilty or innocent, it's only have your evidence. That's not true. That's not true. And may I say just a little thing, how disappointed I was, having told my kids all the time, you just love God, fear God, and don't break the law and do this and that. Not true. Not true. That everything will be just fine. Not true. I saw our men go to the courts, and little did I ever know that they say, okay, where's your evidence you didn't do something? They had so much evidence till it was incomprehensible. Do you know the judge would not allow it into the court? I was so devastated. Well, this is their evidence. You want the jury to hear what the government is doing? Okay, let them bring in theirs too, because there's two sides to every story. I was alarmed when they asked to bring this evidence in. No, I'm not going to allow it in. They had an expert witness right out of Denver that read everything about these guys and said, these guys haven't done anything wrong. And then they said, this is the way we function in the high-tech world. This is the way it's done. He wrote a letter to the prosecutor and said, these guys did nothing wrong. These guys, this is the way we function every day. Where is the wrong and where is the crime at? No. Their expert witness, when it's time to call your expert witness, ours go to the stand and she says, step down, sir. I'm not going to allow you to testify. Why not? They could tell the jury, look at what they're saying here is not true. Oh, no. I'm not going to allow your expert witness to come in here and tell what really happened. I'm not going to do that because it's important that we put you in prison. They built a software for the government that was just over the top. They had several trips to Homeland Security and to NYPD, and everybody thought this software they've never seen nothing like it. When Homeland Security called the guys after they made several trips that was requested by Homeland Security, they made several trips showing the demo. They had every person that was anything in law enforcement was at that demo, including I'm trying to think all these people. There was the FBI. There was trying to think, there's a lot of people. Everybody, including Secret Service, anybody that's high up in this country when it comes to law enforcement, it was so many people there. They all were crazy about this software. It's so much that Homeland Security contacted our guys and said, we're going to put you in the budget for $100 million. That's how bad we need this in this country. 2 weeks later, the FBI raided the business with 21 armed agents to say, oh, no, you're not getting $100 million. Oh, no, you're not going to be the one who does it for this country. Who cares who does it as long as we get it done? As long as we get it done. When I saw our men being tried, as they say, to get a fair trial was the biggest lie that ever been told. From that time on, we have been fighting the injustice in this country. We have an organization now called A Just Cause, where it's on the radio twice a week. And I thought, God, what about the people that died and was put to death and was innocent? What happened? I read one article about this man that had pleaded and pleaded with the government to please do a DNA and you will find out that I didn't commit the crime. They wouldn't do it. To the last breath he was saying, if you just do the test, if you could just do the test, you could see that I never did it. Wouldn't do it. Why not? Why not? It is the most tragic thing when you start seeing things in this country and wherever, and you don't feel a need to do something about it. Oh, we're fighting this war. And we don't intend to stop until we win. Because this is unjust. These intelligent men work in the high-tech field, making $7,500 an hour or more sometimes, and my son said to me when I went to the prison, he said, Mama, I sat here one day and I thought to myself, how you told us all the time to do the good thing. He said, you do something for your country and their thank you is in jail? He was startled, all of them. What is this? My son said one time, somebody said to him, said, David, you think you'll ever go to jail? And he said, no, I'm never going to jail because I'm not going to break the law and I'm not going to do anything to put me there. He said, Mama, how did this happen? I said, it's an unjust system. How tragic. But if somebody don't have a voice, somebody don't say, I don't care how difficult it is, I'm going to do something with this. I'm going to be a part of fixing the problem rather than being the problem. And don't go away because it may look a little difficult, a little hard to do. No, stay with it. No matter how hard it looks, do what you got to do because you've got to show that these type of things need to stop in this country. They need to stop. I'm always alarmed when people talk about other countries and their human rights. I thought, step here. Check in America. Don't ask them about their human rights. Let's talk about it at home. And I was troubled by what I saw. When I think of the young men that's in prison, I'm thinking, how horrible is this? There's a sheriff out of California, Sheriff Tanaka. He's a Japanese American. Spent 30 years as a sheriff in Los Angeles. He is there with my son. That's tragic. He said, you know what? The FBI broke the law and we went after them. Do you know they got together and put the sheriff and the deputies in prison? Because you don't come after the FBI. If you do, they will make you pay for it. And I go to the prison and I see him sitting there. And I see his wife, who was a detective in the L.A. Police Department. The tears. The little son that comes and gets up on his dad. They only have the one child, Paul Jr. And I look at that little boy, and I wasn't there that day. I'm glad I wasn't there when they first brought him to see his dad, because him and his dad did everything together. And he kept saying, my daddy, come go home with me. Why can't you go home? My son and some of the other men said the tears just began to flow. Please, please let my daddy go home. Never broke the law. But because they went after something within the law and said this is wrong and we're not going to let you get away with it, they conspired together and put these deputies and this sheriff in prison. When I see his brother is in the system too, he's a judge, and I got a chance to talk to him. I heard his sister crying on our radio program saying, please, what can we do to get my brother? My brother would have never did anything wrong. Has a good record all over the place. But when I look at that, just a little bit of the story is so long, it would take forever to tell it. The things they did to our family, the things they did, it's overwhelming. All because we're not going to let you, if you black, do that. You're not going to get no $100 million. You know, the money really didn't mean that much, is that they were so caught up in doing something for the country. How does that happen? Nehemiah looks at a situation and it's torn down beyond repair. But he wanted to do something about it so bad until he went to the king and said, could you let me, just release me to go down to Jerusalem? It's where my fathers and my forefathers were buried. And they've torn down the walls. It's a sacred place for us. And he agreed to let him go. When he went there, he went up at night, and he looked over the city, and he was heartbroken at what he saw. He wept. He cried. When something bothers you enough to make you shed tears, to take away the desire to even sleep, it's such a burden. I got to get this done at whatever cost. And that's when he said, we made it happen because the people had a mind to work. We need people who's got a mind to change things. People that think, what can I do? What can I contribute? All of us can't do everything, but all of us can do something. We can contribute to this. As he began to build, there's always going to be those people who come around and say to you, you're not going to make it with that. They don't want you to make it. You'll be surprised the people sitting next to you on your job don't want you to make it. You'll be surprised at the people, your next door neighbor don't want you to make it. If it looks like you're going after something, it looks like you're a winner, somebody's going to try to tear you down. It's up to you to make up your mind that I'm going to do it at any cost. Because unless you are willing to do it at any cost, you won't get nothing done. If I think about I got a bad back, if I think about my knees hurt, if I think about all these things, and, well, I don't know if I can fight, I don't know if I can hold a weapon, I don't know this or that, all these things, but you got to be saying, oh, I can learn. I can learn. I may not can do it right now, but I can learn. Put me to test. I used to tell people in our church, you go for a job, maybe you're not qualified for everything, but claim that's what you're qualified for. See, I've done this, but I tell you one thing, I can easily learn how to go forward on this. Don't just sit there, well, I don't know how to do that. Well, I never did that. Well, you're going nowhere. It's not even good to even hear you talk. They don't want to move. It's going to cost you something. Or do we have to stay up all night? Sometimes. Sometimes do you go days without sleep? Sometimes. But you get a sleepyhead joker trying to get him to work, you ain't getting nothing. Because he got to get in there. What time is it? It's late to me. I wouldn't put up with a joker like that for nothing. Sleep is more important than winning. If I don't sleep, that's okay. Keep fighting. You know how many of our military people don't go to sleep? I mean, they're out there fighting for this country. They miss going to sleep. Sometimes they're dirty in the field and can't even get out. And when they can't get a bath, they run and try to get one. But these people are sacrificed. They got that, what do they call that food that they take to the, it's what? Okay, whatever y'all say. And you know what? They eat that junk. It don't taste that good. That's not like having mama's home-cooked meal. That's not like me being at home, eating in my house, sitting down at my table. These people are sacrificing. Some of our soldiers come back from the war, they're wounded, they'll never be the same. Some of them brain damage, some of them have lost limbs, some of them can't function anymore, and you got somebody telling you, I don't know if I can. Get rid of them. Get rid of them. If you go into war, you don't need that. My husband used to say, because he was military for 20-something years, died 25 years ago. He used to say, Rose, all you do with a coward is shoot him in the back. He said, he going to take off while in the middle of the fight? And going to leave his soldiers out there? No, you got to fight, no matter what. They may come home at a certain time, they may not. Sometimes they may be home for dinner, sometimes they won't be. But you got to be willing as a person to say, I'm willing to sacrifice and do what I need to do. I admire strong people that willing to get into the battle. Don't mind it and don't worry about it. If it costs me my life, it costs me my life. That's why our soldiers can win and make it the way they do, because if it costs them their life, they're going to give it. Yes. Always somebody, Sanballat. Their name sounds stupid. Sanballat and Tobiah, they were the enemies. You're going to always have enemies in this world. I don't care how well you do, what you accomplish, you're going to have somebody who hope you fall on your head. You got to say, I got to get in here and do what I got to do. I'm not going to be pushed around. I got to make this work. When I went to see my sons at the building up there, and they were naturally very, very scared of what's going on here. You got 21 armed agents. So I went up, I said, I need to get in and see my son. You're not going anywhere, lady. I said, you're going to get out of here. I said, I'm not going anywhere. You're not pushing me around. I'm not going. He said, well, we're going to call the locals. I said, well, you look real stupid. You're going to call the locals and the FBI is here. That doesn't even make sense to me. Oh, he got mad with me. I put my hand on the door. They almost, just a little bit, they'd have broke my hand. Abuse. I sat down on the floor. I said, tell you what. If you think I'm going anywhere, we're going all the way back to the 60s. You're going to have to carry me out. I'm not doing it. I sat down on the floor, and after a while, here comes the local police up there. And I said, let me tell you right now, I'm going away. He said, ma'am, I'm not here to bother you. I'm not here to bother you. We was called to come up here. I said, I'm not going anywhere. I'm sitting right here. And then I looked at him. I said, you're not here to check any financial records. You're here to steal the software. Oh, they got mad. But it was true. They said, we want financial records except when they bring the whole cabinet out with all the financial records in it. They don't touch it from 9 o'clock in the morning to 10 at night. They did nothing but image computers throughout the entire building. And when they left, the financial records were still on the floor, and they never touched it. Meaning you didn't come for that. Had you come for that, there it is. So sometimes when the enemy is coming after you, you got to not be afraid. One thing that's wrong with a lot of people, they're intimidated and afraid. I can't do that. Do you know what it is? My little weak attorney said to me, Rose, how did you feel? I said, like I'm supposed to feel. He said, Rose, it scared me to death. I thought, don't tell me I'm not going to respect you. Oh, what else I'm going to get in my life, and you got a scared attorney? You got to get somebody that ain't scared of nobody. I said, no. You're not going to get awarded for being afraid. You're not going to be rewarded, military people, if you back up. If you say, man, I ain't going out there. You see all the enemy up there. You see them tanks, and you see this and that. I'm going to go out here and fight. And if I die, let me die. That's why Martin Luther King Jr., he knew he was going to die. He's talked about it all the time. But he kept fighting. And there ain't never been another one like him. Ever since they shot him in his neck and put him down, everything that said I'm civil rights disappeared. Like a bunch of little scared rabbits. Were you really with the man, or what was it? Somebody could have picked up the mantle. Somebody could have said, I'll take it up. Oh, no, can't do that. Did you see Martin Luther King Jr.'s neck? Did you see what happened? Man, my heart was beating so fast, I couldn't hardly move. Fast heartbeats don't win war. That's a sign that you're scared to death. And Nehemiah said, I'm not going to let these people stop me. I'm not going to let them do it. He said, if you do build it, it won't last, they said. Even if a fox go up that wall, it'll break it down. There's always somebody to tell you, oh, that's not going to work, baby. My grandmother, my Aunt Carrie, and my this and my that tried all that, and none of it worked. Don't ever judge your victory and your power by another person's failure. If you fail, that ain't me. I don't have to fail. I can make it through this. It's going to get dark. It's going to get hard. It's going to get very difficult. And people looking at you saying, you know, can you come on board with us? I don't want to do that. You know, hey, I'm with you, man. I'm with you. No, you're not. You with you. But when they came, they conspired together to come and to fight against Jerusalem and to hinder it. Nevertheless, we made our prayer unto God and set a watch against them day and night because of them. So you sleepyhead folks, you can't make it. Day and night, we set a watch against them. Then he says, And our adversaries said, they shall not know neither see till we come in the midst among them and slay them and cause the work to cease. Somebody wants to kill you. You gonna stop? Sometimes I leave this church and my daughter drives me here. When I leave, she said, Mom, you know what? We better get some dark glasses on this car, or somebody gonna shoot you. Well, if I get shot, I died for a good reason. I'm not worried about it. You can't get nothing done scared. You can't get an accomplishment in your life until you're a man and woman enough to stand up and say, this is what's going to happen. Nehemiah was strong. That's why he could lead these people. Don't worry about them. We're going to take a watch on these people. They're here to defy, to try to destroy us any way we can. Don't worry about the enemy. You keep on working. You keep on doing what's right. Keep on pushing forward. Quit taking the back seat. Quit saying, well, I don't think I can make it. You can make it. You got to believe that you can make it. See? I saw Craig at the prison yesterday. He's one of the deputies from L.A., and they just examined him and found out he's got colon cancer. And I said, of all places, you don't need bad news. He said, but you know what, Rose? He said, it may not be so bad, because if they hadn't checked me, I wouldn't know I had it. I said, well, that's a good way to think. So he's got to get surgery, but I'm looking at how do you, if you engage in a warfare, don't listen to those people over here. You know what they're saying? You better listen sometimes, girl. I've seen a lot of people get killed over there. My uncle got shot him in the head. He shot his head off. My uncle, I'm telling you, no, ain't gonna try to be no hero. We need some heroes. Oh yes, we need some. To say, no, we're going forward. We're not going to stop. I'm tired. Forget that. I don't feel good. Forget that. You know, I just broke my ankle. Forget that. You can hobble and fight. No matter what happens. I still can fight. I can win. Don't give up. There's so many things. I told Mike, the church didn't know this for a long time. I had a very, very bad heart condition. I wouldn't tell anybody about it. In fact, I didn't even tell my husband because I thought he's going to be worried about it. I don't want him to worry. I had to come to the pulpit and preach every time. My heart was in such bad shape, and I didn't even know what all was going on because I never went to the doctor, but I knew one thing, that all the symptoms they say you have, I had all of them. And my heart would be in such pain, and in my head, this whole left side was messed up. And I preached with pain. All of this stuff in here, I can't tell them. I went to my brother's funeral in California. I came back, and it was even worse. And I said to the Lord when I came back from California, I said, if you don't heal my heart, then I'm coming to heaven. Because you ain't going to live like this. And then when I lay down at night, you could hear the blood like, making a sound like, I don't know, I could feel the pain, whatever. Nobody in the church knew it. You can either come in and say, yo, you know, I got pain in my heart. And so maybe you better pray for me because I don't want to die yet. Oh, that sucks. No, you can't do that. You got to fight. And God healed that heart 20-something years ago. And nobody could beat me working out. Nobody. If I asked somebody to work out with me, my son-in-law, my children, they said, ain't nobody crazy. Nobody would work out when I was by myself. That heart condition that limited me, that made me feel like I couldn't breathe sometimes, I wasn't concerned. Once he healed it, I went after it. If you got an ailment, use whatever part ain't ailing. Get the other piece. I don't know if I can do it. Tune them out. Tune them out. They'll keep you from going forward. They'll show you the danger. They'll show you what's going to happen and what's not going to happen. And you're not going to be able to fix this. It's too big for you. We had an investigator to come here from Mississippi. I shouldn't even mention him. He came in like this. Do you know what y'all are up against? This is the government. I said, told one of our friends, I said, get him in the hotel and give him a ticket in the morning going back to Mississippi. You ain't staying here, you sorry good for nothing. Yeah, this is the government. And why should I stop or do I fight and say, wait a minute, with God on my side, I can win anything? Yes. Come up here looking like a buck-eyed dummy. Tommy, get off the plane. You know what you up against? I thought we getting rid of you. Next morning, he got his ticket. You don't even got to pay your way back. We going to pay it back. You're worth nothing. You got to make things happen. That's a word I use constantly in this church. Don't say what you can't do. What can you make happen? Make it happen. Go after it. Stand tall. Don't be afraid. It's going to take some time. Nehemiah said, no matter what they do, we're not going to let them stop us. We're going forward. They built the wall in spite of the fact that it was a difficult job. They built the wall in spite of the fact that all the enemy was around them, waiting for them to bring them down, to fight them in every way. They wasn't deterred by that. One time they came back and said to Nehemiah, oh, we want to come up and help you. Watch the liars that's out there. If they can't beat you, they'll tell you they want to help you. They don't want to help you. If they were a coward when you went there, they're a coward now. So what you got up your sleeve right now? No, you're not. And Nehemiah said, I can't deal with you. He said, I'm doing a good work and I can't come down. That's the way every person in this room should be. If something is wrong, I'm doing a good work and I can't come down. No matter what's going on, no matter how difficult it looks, I'm doing a good thing and I can't come down. Yes. Our military people, when things come to try to deter you, to make you unhappy or disappointed with some things that you see, but you're doing a good work. And don't come down. Stand tall. Stand like a soldier should stand. Do the thing that you should do. My husband was a real soldier. I mean, he gonna spit shine them boots. They don't do that no more. Gonna spit shine those boots, and them pants had creases in it, boy. You couldn't get them out. He was sharp, mentally, physically sharp. And I was complaining one time about the military did something. He said, Rose, don't talk about the military. He said, it's my job. Whatever they want me to do, that's what I'm going to do. Don't talk about it. He loved the military. I didn't like it at all. Not that I'm not patriotic. I just got tired of traveling with 7 kids. You didn't have to move them around. I did. You're going on ahead of me. You already checked in. I got 7 kids that's got to get shots. I got 7 kids. I got household items that I got to divide and make permanent. And that's what's going to be in storage here. And that's what we're taking overseas. And the kids got to get shots. And I had to get my shots. What was that to make me like? No, I didn't like it. But I supported my husband. I supported him. I complained while I was supporting, but I supported him. Yeah, I wasn't a bad girl. I just didn't want to go no more overseas. Get overseas and all this time you flying around in the air because the plane can't land. Military babies are screaming their head off. And I went over with 4 and came back with 7. Boy, I was so glad we got to Colorado to say, hey, this is it. We don't have to move no more. This is it. And he talking about, you know what, Rose, they might need me. I said, don't nobody need you. Me and 7 kids need you. You already done your part, baby. Move on. You ain't no young man no more. Move on, honey. They need me, brother. They don't need nothing that you got. The work that we must do for the kingdom is going to cost us everything. They're not going to lie. I'm not liked by a lot of people. They say she's always telling people that she wants to control your life. I didn't write this book. I'm only preaching what's in here. You can't get mad with me. We have to have a mind to do it. My heart's got to be in it. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to make it, no matter what. We must be zealous, because if you don't have any zeal, you're not going to make a good warrior. You need enthusiasm. I have to be enthused about what I'm doing. I said, I'm doing it, but I wish I didn't have to. And every time I get up in the morning, I say, here it is again. You're no good. You're a complainer. You need to have some level of enjoyment, even when you're in a war, because I'm not going to lay my weapon down. I'm going to fight. I'm going to win. No matter what it is, I got to keep going. You have to work together. Our military work together. We got the Air Force, we got and we got the Army, and we got what else? And the Marine Corps. Yes, and so you got all these people. How are they getting things accomplished? How are they winning wars? Because they're working together. They call in this one for this job. They call in the Air Force for this. They call over here. They're calling in people. Everybody's job ain't the same. There's the ground soldier, then there's the Air Force, and then there's the Marine, and then there's the what these people called special agents, and all these people got something to do. You know how they win? They do it together. They call in what's needed at that time. So if you get called in, come over here. You know how to shoot well. And I ain't doing it today. You know what we say? I just passed my buddy down there laying on the ground dead. I ain't going nowhere. I'm going to laugh about this when I get home. It's so hard. What's wrong with you? You know how hard it is? Hard makes you strong. The things that are the most difficult in your life will make you strong. When my husband died, after we got back here from Germany, lived a few years, what was I going to do at this point? Do I say, well, I don't know what I'm going to do. I can't do this work. Well, see, by Charles being in the military, there's a lot of decisions I had to make anyway, because he wasn't always here to make those decisions. So I had to make them. I got accustomed to doing things that he's not here to do. So when he died, I wasn't like, I don't know how you write a check. He always did it. You don't have time? We don't have time. The people got to be paid. Stop crying. Move on. I thought we had a member in our church, I'll never forget it, years ago. She's dead now. Her husband died. He did everything. She did nothing. When he died, we had to help her to get the insurance. Mutual Home was kicking her around. We worked hard and we got that done. When it was time to put money in the bank, she knew nothing about it. She couldn't add in the same column. I thought, are you kidding me? She couldn't do anything. Down to not going, couldn't buy groceries. We had to nurse this woman, me and Sister Daisy, and Daisy more than me, going and helping her to go to the bank, helping her to know how to count your money. She married at 13. Should have never got married that early. 13 years old, and had no understanding of anything. You got to know what to do. I knew what to do when Charles no longer was here. I'm not altering the fact that it wasn't some hardship involved. But at the same time, you don't walk away from difficulties. When it's all said and done, you're going to be stronger than ever. You're going to be a better person. When you go through a dark hour of your life, don't get upset about that. Rest assured, you're not going to be the same when it's over. You're going to be a lot stronger person, a person that can face the conflict and win it. You got to get in there and say, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to stay with it. I'm going to give it everything I got. Let me tell you something. Nothing feels better than when you have faced the lion and the bear and you destroyed them. Nothing feels better than when you look back and see that lion and that bear on the ground and know with the grace of God, I won this. You can do it. Quit. The words that you speak every day is doing more to destroy you than anything else. Because the word in the power of the tongue is life and death. That's what the word says. So I can either speak life to me or I can speak death. I can speak, I don't know, you can't make it, you can make it. No matter what it is, no matter how hard it is. I remember the Thursday night that I preached my husband's funeral. He died on the weekend, and I had preached several funerals already. And I said to Charles before he died, if you go before me, I'll preach the funeral because nobody knows your life like I do. So the funeral director, and I always, as a pastor, stand at the head of the casket. It's just certain protocol. So he came up to me and said, Rose, you're not going to be able to stand at the head of that casket. I said, who says? Yeah, I'm going to cry some tears. That ain't weakness. For some of you men that cry sometimes, but don't wimp till you die. Just self off of that and stand up. I said, no, Tom, I'll be fine. I'm going to stand at the head of that casket. I said, if Miss Kennedy could walk down that street behind that casket and bury her husband, I got as much or more than she got, and I'm standing at the head of that casket. And so he said they always try to watch everything because they never know what's happening when a person's grieving, what's going to happen. So, and this was totally unprepared. I came around to the casket, and I was talking to my husband. And Tom said he'd like to have a heart attack. He thought, oh, this is it. She's getting ready to fall out right now. I thought, no, I'm not. But I told him, honey, I'll always be the lady that you always had. I can't change it. It's a situation that I don't have the power for. But I promise one thing, and you don't know about this, that I'm going to stay strong. I'm going to finish staying with our family, help my kids. But I'll never, if you could hear me, you would know one thing, I'll never disappoint you. And I had the mic to my mouth talking to my husband, and Tom standing back there like a big lap-legged fella, and he's like this. I thought, you know what, you're going to make me not feel good. Ain't nothing bad going on right now. I got to do what I got to do. The best time of my life was when I buried him because that's the day I felt like I was doing what I told him I would do. We never told each other stuff and didn't do it. Never. So, you say, I can't come right now. Man, we got to get out here. We got to fight. My daddy's in the hospital. Go see him and come on, fight. You sitting around the bed is not going to change it. But if there's something on the platter, something there that got to be fixed, we just can't stop. I used to get mad with the women that was in the hospital having babies. And I was an expert at it. All these people screaming. Ah! Ah! And I'm thinking, calm down. We all feel this pain. Is it easy? No. Does it hurt like the dickens? Yes. But calm down. When my daughter had her first baby, and we went to the hospital, and she's in labor, and I was up on my knees in the bed with her, wishing I could take the pain, but no one couldn't. And my other little daughter, she knows I'm getting ready to talk about her. She was, oh. She ain't even having the baby. Oh. My youngest daughter had her baby. My daughter was carrying on like she was having the pain. Every time my daughter had a pain, she said, oh. You can't even take watching. Come on. We can get through this. Today, I hope in some way that you understand that Nehemiah had a difficult job, hard job. Of filth and grub and stuff all around it. But you know what? He said, we're going to do it. He built the wall back. What have you started that you haven't built? Because every time you start, everything can go wrong. Well, stop it from going wrong. And then if it don't move out quick, work in the midst of it. Hardship. Everything that it go to make you take down, baby, you got to move on. I got to win. You go out to get a job, you can do it. Well, you know how it is with black people. You can do it. Don't use black for a reason. This time you're going to be black till you die. You ain't going to work. Yeah. Get up, baby. Go after it. I'm not stopping. I got to make this. I got to be strong, courageous, fearless. All those things you need to fight and win, you can do it. I taught that to my girls. Do not let anything stop you from fighting. And I look at them, boy, they some tough little cougars. Tough little things. One is 50-something, one is 50-something. I don't like that. They know they can't come to me and say, well, you know what? Yeah. What did you say? If you're going to talk. Don't whine. Quit being afraid. If it costs you your life, I'm willing to go that route. The person that fears for their life will never make a good soldier. The person who's worried about what might happen will never survive. The person that talks about, well, it seems like I just sit down, I just cry every day. I just cry. That's all I can do. You can do more than cry. Get up, make things happen. So I'm going to be courageous. And so when I die, I put on my tombstone, she made it happen. I don't go with no things why this reason, that reason, over here and over there. No. Make it happen. There's a lot of things that'll happen in your life that'll never get better because you didn't fight hard enough to make it happen. Say, I'm going to be strong. When people come up to me and say, Sister Rose, I want to be a strong woman like you. Well, you better get up off your duff. We have to get up. We have to stand up. We have to be courageous. We have to fight. Give it everything we got. There goes the daughter who was scared of the baby. She's going to tell me about that today when I get home. Boy, that's fun. When I get back in that office, Mama, don't do that in front of people. I'm unpredictable. Can't figure out what I'm going to say next. Because, see, you didn't know that was her. She got up and started walking. There she go. We'll laugh about that all afternoon. Yes. But say, God, if I don't have a mind to be a good soldier and a good fighter, put it in me. Put it in me. That I don't fear anymore. That I'm not afraid. I'm going out, I'm going to win. When you go to battle, you got to believe you're going to win. You know how much will mess you up from the fact, I hope they don't kill us out here. You're going nowhere. You're going to get killed. So a man think in his heart, so is he. If I think you're going to kill me, if I think that you're going to beat me up and I'm not going to win this battle, you ain't going to win it. So, no, I'm changing that. Change the way you think. Change the way you talk. Quit telling yourself you're defeated. Quit telling yourself they're going to kill you. Quit telling yourself you'll never make it. You're speaking these words and they empower over you. Today, think about it. Read Nehemiah when you go home. Read the whole story. I can't do it. Read it. Courageous, strong, not looking back. I was out there, I was so tired. I was thinking back on how easy it was when we was at home. And when something like this come up, that mom and dad, they come up and they help us. And so you need to cut that string. So cut it. I'm calling mama. Cut it! Let mama live her life and you live yours. And when mama's gone, you're going to have to fight for yourself. She's not going to be here to do it for you. I told my kids, I said, when the Lord come and take me home, remember this. You got plenty of time to cry over me. Take care of business. Take care of finances. For some joker while you crying, take your money. You can cry anytime, but keep the eye on the pocketbook. Stand tall. You'll get to it. You'll have years to grieve if you want to. And I told myself, don't spend your whole life grieving over me. Get up, make a life for yourself. You had one with us, it's no longer that way. Stand up. I said to my son the other day, I said, when the Lord takes me home, I said, y'all be sure y'all have fun and laugh. He said, sister, you're not going to get that. Well, make it short. If you're sitting here this morning and you looked at your life and said, you know what, Sister Rose, there's a lot of things I could have already accomplished in my life if I didn't listen to a bunch of deadbeat nothings. You're going nowhere. Don't get with somebody who just whines all the time. Every time you see him, whine again. Get up and make it happen. Nehemiah made it happen. He had the corporation of the people, but I think he'd have done it if he only had one there with him. You got to be willing to fight this battle and win it, and you can do it. See? I hope that you're sitting there this morning. Another thing that's so important as I close, you got to be committed to winning. I got to commit myself to it. I'm not going to be stopped. I'm going to commit myself to this situation. You can do it because I'm a winner. I'm a winner. You can win no matter what the devil says. I thought, God, as I look back over my life and some of your lives and see we got winners in this church. Then we got some ain't going to win nothing. They'll hear it, but they'll never apply it. Hearing knowledge of how to do something will never work for you until you apply the knowledge. Once you apply it, you move. Once you apply it, you start feeling better. You're strengthened as a result of it. I hope that you take this message. I hope that you'll say, have you missed out on some good things in your life because somebody told you, I don't think you can do that? Say, well, I didn't ask you. I didn't ask you. So, yeah, I can do this. I can do it. Find the people that says I'm with you. Find the people that says I'm a fighter too. Don't be friends with a loser. It's not long before you become one. Stand up. You want to serve God this morning? Need you give your life over to him? You can. You can do that. If nobody else wants to join you, that's okay. When I gave my life to the Lord, my husband didn't want to be saved. He gave his life to the Lord 13 years later after I got saved. And some of the women in Germany told me, well, Rose, I'm going to put it to you like this. You're not going to the club with your husband and partying with him? I said, no, I don't. Well, I tell you what, if you don't do it, some Fraulein will. That's what they call the German women. I said, well, why's the Fraulein got y'all? The Fraulein's downtown on the street. You see them with the soldiers, everything else. I said, well, why yours? Why the Fraulein got your husband hooked up? I go to bed. My husband said, you don't worry about what nobody say. I'm my own person. And he was. This morning, I don't care if it's mama, sister, brother, cousin, Lukey, and Hookie Ook. Make up in your mind, look, I'm going to get up from here. I done sat down here, I'm living. You'll still be talking about what you going to do one day. One day. One day, I'm going to take care of you, or one day, you're going to be dead. If you don't get up now and do it, one day, you'll be dead. You say he had such dreams. Did he ever see any of them? You're sitting there this morning and say, Sister Rose, I'm feeling kind of low right now. Well, come on up and let me pray for you, and I guarantee you we'll put you on a high. Because when God touches your life, you're on a high. You can do it. I love to see strong men because they so easily bow to sex. Most of them that fail is some Daffy Duck coming along that they got tangled up with. When you see a strong man say, you know what? I don't just have to have you in my life. That's a good thing. Come on, musicians. I said, pray for this man in the line. Came to our church. God touched this man. He really touched him. I got ready to pray for him that morning. He looked over at me and he said, with tears running down his face, I thought he was getting ready to tell me what God, he feels God and all this stuff. You know what that joker did? He said, Sister Rose, I can't make it without a woman. I just stopped for a minute. I thought if it was legal, I'd punch you in your face. But it ain't legal. Are you kidding me? You can't make it without a woman? Are you kidding me? same thing. If you can't make it without a man, are you kidding me? You don't understand. I can't be alone. Hell gonna be alone. This morning, if you're sitting out there, you say, you know what, Sister Rose, I don't know if I ever met anybody like that. That woman hit me on the shoulder, hit me in the face. The truth does that. But it makes you strong if you'll receive it. If you get mad at me, the truth will never go nowhere. Because the word says you can do nothing against truth, only for truth. So this morning, if you're sitting there, you say, I need to go up for prayer. I need to be strengthened. I need to make my commitment to God. So when I come up on some issues, I can stand up and not bow. And you can do it. The same strength that keeps me going is the same strength that comes from God that will keep you going. Same strength. If you want me to pray for you this morning, I will pray for you. And if this message got to you a little bit, when service dismissed, back there, they got a lot of goodies. Have a cookie. Get you a cookie and some milk, you'll feel better. And they even got some other stuff too, a lot of goodies. That's why we have that ready for you. You know, it'll be a little difficult. I'm not going over there and I'm going back there and get me a dozen of them cookies. We're not going to let you. Somebody else wants some. So Sam changed my life today. If that woman can stand up there and stand up and don't bow and don't give in, why can't I do it? You can. Nobody wants nobody to be said, you know, when you're dead, man, he was a weak man. That was a weak woman. Oh, man, I'm telling you, I ain't never seen nothing like it in my life. That's no way to be remembered. I said, am I going to be remembered that way? Yeah. I told my son, I said, you need to run with the people in the school when you're in school. I said, run with the people that make A's. If they make F's, don't run with them. He comes home with his report card. F's. I said, what did I tell you? I said, you flunked. Here's what he said. I flunked? Oh, you flunked, and I'm getting ready to beat the crap out of you. Did you not get it? You ain't going to be my son with F's. I didn't have no morons. You may look like one, but you ain't. That's going to happen. I love you. I love you to pieces. Stand to your feet.
I have heard how prisoners long ago were brought before a tyrant's throne. They were told that he would spare their lives if they would renounce the name of Christ. But one by one they chose to die for the one who died to give us life when the greatest choir sing. I can almost hear their voice.